And we live. Happy Wednesday and welcome to another Everybody Can't Go Convo. I'm your host, Jessi Holley, and today I have another treat for you guys per usual. If you can't tell, I'm feeling like a little sing-songy type of vibe. We're gonna dig into something a little, it can get a little dicey, but that's okay. That's okay. We know everybody can't go, and sometimes it cuts a little bit, but it is necessary, needed, and required for our growth, and so that we can grow through some of the things that we need to instead of go through it. So, today I want to talk to you guys about alignment over attachment. And I know you're like, well, what does that mean? Alignment over attachment. So we've been talking about writing down your vision. We've been talking about using your vision to create a goal set. So today I want to get into it and talk about the people that you around, specifically the people that you around. Now we know that everybody can't go. We know what the book walks you through, what the brand is about, the things we talk about on the pod. But today I really want to dig into how the relationships that you surround your life with, how your circle, the people that you choose to be around, how that helps to shape your vision or not, if it ain't getting done. Yeah, for those of you on audio that paused, that was definitely for dramatic effect. For the dramatic effect, for the drama, just in case, so that you have some time to think, just in case your vision isn't being accomplished because you were around the wrong people. Because I don't know how you made it this many episodes and you still got the wrong folks around. But if you knew, welcome. And you will find out exactly why everybody can't go and why some of the people that surround you may be damaging to your vision, damaging to you getting to that end goal and the final result, that dream life that you are looking for, working for, and that you are building out. And sometimes we just don't realize how people can be a hindrance to what we're building. We may be unaware that someone else is tearing down while we are building up as we are building our vision. So the people that are around you, first of all, they do influence your mindset, which can affect your motivation or the lack thereof. And whether or not you're motivated, that does, in most cases, have an effect on your level of execution. So when I talk about how other people will influence your mindset, whether you want to admit it or not, there are things being poured into because it's me too. I'm not above this. I just talk to self about this all the time so that I can make sure that I think about what I'm thinking about. I'll be like, self say, like, girl, what is influencing our mindset? So, because no one is immune to having their subconscious influenced, it is very important to pay attention to what are the things that are coming into our heads on a daily basis. I'm talking about, who are you following on social media? What images are you looking at? We know that even if you scroll past it quick, it takes like it's like 0.5 seconds or 0.05 seconds for an image to just like flash on the screen and embed into your subconscious. Like, this is scientifically proven. By who? I don't know. Google it. I don't have citations for today, but I am the citation. Boom. I'm your primary resource. But no, like, seriously though, this has been backed by science. The way that the things that we're doing and the people that we're around, how it influences your subconscious, and that therefore that influences your mindset. So think about things like, what are you doing within the first 10 to 15 minutes of getting up in the morning? If you're getting up with negativity, you aren't controlling the spirit of your day. Well, you are, but you're not controlling it in the right way. In the way that will cause a happy day for you. You won't be having a lovely day. if you're waking up to fussing, fighting, arguing, you just wake up mad and you stay that way. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Make sure that you do that within the first 10 minutes of your day so that you're able to control the spirit of your day, and so that you can influence your own mindset and subconscious as you are prepping for having the most amazing day ever. And that can be every single day. And even when you aren't having the best of days, the thing that I always tell myself is, I can't imagine a better day. I ain't gonna even cap y'all. Last Wednesday, I couldn't imagine a better day. So make sure that the people around you are positive influences to your mindset. People who, if you aren't having that amazing day, the way that you know that you can, that you are able to phone a friend, that you can get that little bit of motivation. Someone who will send you a positive meme, share a video with you, maybe send a song to uplift you. And ultimately having those type of people around you that will help you in your actual execution of what you need to do on a day-to-day basis, because you aren't just left kind of, how we're only supposed to have that 5-minute funk. If your circle is going to let you have a 5-day funk, and they're not going to remind you that we only got the funk for 5 minutes, that does influence how your mindset, motivation, and execution is going to go when you are going for your goals and building out your vision. So make sure that you're looking at the people that you surround your life with, and you can drop them into 3 categories. We like the 1, 2, 3s, the ABCs, different categories. So there is a difference between people who are supporters, challengers, and distractions. And when you are looking at those 3 types of people, it's easy to see that those supporters are those people who, when you're having a tough time, you're having a down day, they're there for the pick me up, they're there for the encouragement, they're building with you, they're helping you to bring your vision to life. And these are probably also the same people that you are lending them a helping hand. You are mutually beneficial to them. You guys have a good relationship, a good positive relationship where you guys are building one another. Those challengers, challengers are somebody always telling you what you can't do, or giving you a reason why you won't be able to. The can'ts, won'ts, and don'ts. Those are the challengers. So, while there is, in my book, a minuscule space for being realistic in setting your goals, we don't want too many can't, won't, don't, too small challengers in our corner. And honestly, your supporters may bring you positive or well thought out questions or things to point out that may become challenges for you. But we do want to make sure that we aren't just sitting in a circle of naysayers. Those are your challengers who, they aren't helping you to build, they ain't helping you to get nowhere, they're not helping to build your mindset, not uplifting you, not motivating you, not helping you do a dang on thing other than just sit there in a pit scratching yourself with pot shards until you wait to die. That doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound like it's going to get you to greatness. Doesn't sound like it's helping to build greatness, does it? So when you are looking at your circle and who you surround your life with, limit those challengers, limit those can'ts, won'ts, and don'ts up in there, because it's just going to take you that much longer to build your vision when those are the type of people that you have getting into your subconscious psyche and influencing your mindset on a regular basis. And then finally, making sure that people who are distractions, they may not be bad. They may not be bringing you all that negativity. They may not be bringing you a bunch of foolishness, drama, and all that. They can be great people, but this is where you have to take it up a notch, and you have to self-assess and look at your vision, Because again, these people are not negative Nancy's. They aren't the can'ts, don'ts, and won'ts. They may just be people who are distracting you from executing on your vision. And again, remember that those distractions, you can be distracted and busy with doing a bunch of good things. In that same area, you can be spending a little too much time or doing too many good things with good people that may be distracting you from getting your vision built, and who also may be influencing your mindset in how you're spending your time and how you are utilizing the other resources that are available to you. And it may not be in a way that is in the best alignment to get your dreams and goals accomplished and your vision built. So that takes me into our next thing to think about. We're looking at that alignment over attachment. There are people who we may be attached to. Again, not bad. They're awesome. But are they in alignment with where we're going and the vehicle that we're using to get there? Now, that's not to say that if your dream, for example, is to own a portfolio of 100 properties, that you're only going to spend time with people in real estate. But what it does mean is a lot of the conversations and things that you'll be having so that you can accomplish that vision and accomplish the milestones, those goals on the way to building that vision. You will be spending quite a bit of time with people who are in alignment with building that vision, not just people who you are attached to. There will be people in your life who they are amazing people. They pour into you spiritually, pour into you mentally, pour into you emotionally. People who will be good friends of yours, who they may not be in alignment with your path to build that vision at all. They pour into your life in different ways. But you do still need to make sure that you have room for those relationships that are in alignment with where you are on the way to, where you're going. That's why we threw out the whole thing about no new friends. When you get to new levels, you will need to have alignment and be in new mutually beneficial relationships that are helping you to get to your goals, and be a space for other people who you are also helping them to get to their goals within that same wheelhouse, with the same shared values, aligned goals. Sometimes your goals may fit hand in hand with what one another needs. That's where that mutualism comes into play, comes into effect. And you are able to be of help, a blessing, and assistance to someone else. They're able to do the same thing for you. Maybe not for the exact same thing, but when you guys have goals that fit together, remember that you're able to build better together. So those values and goals being in alignment, and you guys being able to be mutually beneficial with one another, sometimes that will matter more than history and loyalty when you are working at achieving that vision. Now, does that mean that anybody that is not working with you, that you're just discarding them? Absolutely not. But I want you to, because I mean, at this point, really, we're just talking about those people that could serve as distractions. If they a challenger, you already know. For those of you listening on audio, I'm pointing to the pink "Everybody Can't Go" sign. We already know. Challengers, they can't go because everybody can go. But I'm talking about making sure that you're setting boundaries around your time and that you are communicating effectively so that those people who are not in alignment with where you need to go, but you do have a history and a loyalty to them, that you are placing parameters and you're placing those boundaries around the time that you will be spending, the conversations that you are or are not willing to have, and the lifestyle that you are willing to or not to live, in terms of building your vision, and the people that may become a hindrance depending on what boundaries you do or do not have with and for that person in you guys' relationship. And remember, these are good people, but when we are not utilizing our resources wisely, too much of a good thing can become detrimental and can be harmful to our vision overall. So that's a place to tread lightly. And you know what? I won't even say tread lightly. That's just a place where you really need to self-assess and be very open, honest, and transparent in communicating what your needs are of those relationships and of those people, and also effectively communicating what those boundaries that you need, what they look like, and how those folks can help you to accomplish your vision. Maybe not directly, but by not being or becoming a distraction. And that is up to you. That's one of those things that you get to choose whether or not you're going to allow those good people to waste your time, or because really is you wasting your time. But I won't go there. I'm gonna keep it cute. Or whether or not you will do that difficult thing and get to that higher level of communication and let them know what you need. Because again, they're good people. They want what's best for you, and you get to choose, and you must choose if you are going to continue building out your vision in the best way possible. And basically, you're doing this so that you're able to recognize the relationships that are fueling your vision versus relationships that are draining energy. We talk about those energy drainers, people who are wasting your time, those challengers that it's like, get them out of here. Make sure that you aren't spending your time, that you aren't lending your ear, that you aren't becoming I don't know, that person that they always got to vent to about that thing that they ain't gonna change. They just gonna keep effing it up, but they want you to save them every time, listen to them every time. And you like, but I'm supposed to be on a meeting right now, or I have things on my task list for today that I need to finish and reporting to my accountability partner. Like, remember that alignment over attachment so that you are able to assess the relationships that are fueling your purpose and helping you get to that vision, or the ones that are draining some of that energy that you need. Again, we are talking about the circle that helps to shape your vision. That, that draining energy part, that goes back to that mindset. How are they affecting your subconscious? How are they affecting your mindset with their presence, with their conversation, with their influence or the lack thereof? Is it negative or positive? Keeping those things in mind. And then the part that we don't like, we be feeling guilty. We gotta grieve the loss of our friendship. Not via death. I mean, just by doing that tough thing. And when everybody can't go, releasing those people that they're not in alignment with where you're going. And sometimes it's not just that they're not in alignment. Sometimes they don't qualify to go. Sometimes they're not invited. That's not your fault. It's not their fault. Well, I mean, could be, but we're not going to play the blame game. And sometimes when you're looking at alignment over attachment, that is just a fact. That some people do need to be released from their position in your life, and sometimes completely released from your life because they are draining energy. They don't qualify to be in the next space that you're moving to or going toward. They are not helping to build your vision. They're actually taking away from that vision and what you need to get out into the world, the way that you were meant to affect positive change in the world. They're taking away from that. And sometimes it does hurt. Sometimes it does. It hurts to release those people because we're still, we're thinking with our heart, sometimes even thinking with our head, and we are worried about the history that we have with that person. We're worried about making sure that it's still hashtag loyalty gang. And it's like, well, what is loyalty really? If you have to trade in being loyal to yourself, your vision, and your purpose so that you can stay loyal to this person who is damaging, discrediting, or destroying that thing, are you really exercising loyalty? when you really think about it. And if that's one of your values or principles that you live by or stand on, how well are you really doing at executing on that? If you're willing to be more loyal to someone who is tearing your things down, then you are loyal to the vision that you have for your life, or the vision that God gave you for your life, and living in your purpose. So while we're moving into talking about being around the right people, because everybody can't go with you, so that you have the space and place, and so that you're fertile ground to receive those people who are mutually beneficial, and the right people who you should be around, who can go, who want to go, who are helping you to get to the goals. You do need to respect the power of an accountability network. Now, I know I talked about accountability partners and accountability groups before. That accountability network is key in whether or not you are going to build, maintain, and sustain those tangible results that you're working towards. You can write your vision by yourself. Really, you should. And take that quiet time. Sometimes we do it in a group setting, if we're in a vision building workshop or something like that. But the point is, you have that pen and you are writing your vision down. There may be guiding questions, prompts. There may be ideas that come to you. But ultimately, you are writing your vision down. You are writing that down on your notepad, in your book, in your journal, wherever you're writing it out, so that you can build out this blueprint. When you have that blueprint, there will be other people in your life who will help you to bring this thing to fruition. Just because you wrote down your vision, that doesn't mean that you're executing on the full thing alone. You were never meant to execute on building your vision alone. Though you may need to spend time alone so that you can do pieces or parts of building out that vision, sometimes that quiet time and space, so that you're able to actually write it in the first place and make sure that you get all of those things out of your head and onto that paper. But when it comes to actually executing on building that thing, taking action to bring that to real life, to bring it to fruition, and you do have to have other people who are helping you and who you are building with. So remember to ascribe to an accountability network, partner, group, preferably ones with wise counsel available. That is a key that I don't want you to miss. Because a lot of times we can have peer-to-peer accountability, but taking it up to that next level, when you have that wise counsel in the form of coaching, that it just helps to take you to the next level in your execution on those action steps, so that you can get those tangible results. And you do want to know how to attract and cultivate the right relationships when we're talking about that accountability network. So these people are people that will push you to stay focused, people that will push you to take action on that, on your goals, take action on the strategy that you have. Sometimes they'll help you to refine that strategy. So we're talking about mentors, coaches, and peers. There are levels to the type of accountability that you do need to have if you're looking to ensure your success as you're building your vision out. And when I say attract and cultivate the right relationships, that goes back to those mutually beneficial relationships. And that also goes back to being that fertile ground, making sure that you've done the releasing of people that they got to go, making sure that those challengers, those people that challenge everything, the don'ts, can'ts, and won'ts, that you get those people up out of your circle. And that healing process that you may need to go through when you release those people, if you do need to grieve the loss of the friendship, the relationship, if you do need to take some time to get used to the new relationship dynamic that is required for you to get to your next level. Take the time to heal in those spaces so that you are fertile ground to attract the right relationships. Because the thing that I don't want you to end up with, one of the things that I noticed as I went on my own growth journey, some of the best relationships that I have at current, the very people that I didn't want to let go of, I would not be able to have some of these new relationships because of the people that I used to be around. And me not being able to be in these new relationships, it had nothing to do with me as an individual, nothing to do with me as a person. It was literally because the people that I surrounded my life with, they were people who literally would have repelled the very people that I spend time with, that I keep company with, that I pour into. They pour into me on a daily basis, the people that guide me. I would not have been that fertile ground because there were so many weeds surrounding me. All of those new, good, mutually beneficial relationships, they never would have been able to get through, and or they would have been repelled before they even got to me because of the people that were around me. So that's why that pruning stage and that releasing those people is so important, and letting them go, because sometimes those people could be that could be blocking, repelling, or getting you kicked out of line or kicked out of the room where you exactly where you were supposed to be, where you need to be to get to your next level and or for the next steps or the next goals in your vision plan. But yeah, sometimes we got to do that hard part first. And I'm not just talking about the taking action and doing the work, because all that's well and good. But remember that when you have the wrong people surrounding your life, you can be building and building and building, doing all the right things, all the right work, but it's not going to get to where it needs to go because someone else is blocking your blessings or someone else is standing in the way. And are we really going to blame that on the other person? Or are we going to take accountability for us choosing to keep them in our life? We get to choose no matter what it is. If you are choosing to keep those people surrounding you that are blocking your next level, you can't blame it on them, their behavior, what they will or won't do, their complacency. That's something that you have to own. And when you really think about it, sometimes it does suck to be like, dang, I could have chosen different. I could have done something different so that I could end up in a better position. And we just got to own that. And I said we because me too. I'm not just going to put this all on y'all. Remember, I am teaching you from my own experience and things that I had to think back on and review and say, yeah, red flag 1, 2, and 3. I should have set some boundaries. I should have been cut off such and such so that I could get to my goals. So remember to make sure that while you are attracting and cultivating the proper relationships, the right relationships, as a part of that accountability network, that you do that hard part. That's the step you can't skip it. And if you try to skip that step, it's just not going to end well. It's not going to end well. And just hopefully that doesn't keep you from getting into the accountability based relationships that you do need to be a part of so that you're able to build out your vision. And that brings me to my last point for today, looking at recognizing when it's time to reevaluate relationships. Now, the reevaluation of relationships, you need to do this if you feel like you're at a standstill or if you are at a point where you are strategically looking at how you will continue or move forward with your vision building. If a relationship is keeping you stagnant, you're ready to take another step and go to your next level, but the other person or people in the relationship dynamic aren't going to be too happy, or they want you to stay, or everybody else in the group, they could be perfectly fine with the level you guys are at. Say you at a level 5, y'all all at level 5, and you like, I see a clear path to level 6 and 7, and everybody else is just like, oh nope, We good right here on 5. And you like, no, but I want to go to 6 and 7. It may be time for you to reevaluate those relationships so that you can step away. Sometimes you need to release yourself from that group, from that way of thinking, and from that influence. So this is another one of those places where you will have to set and express in a healthy way those boundaries. Here comes the B word again, those boundaries. And the reason why I encourage you to do that, because remember, we don't want to just go, everybody can't go. And, y'all want to stay on level 5? Well, I'm out. Everybody can't go. I'm not talking to y'all no more. If we are truly growing and becoming the best version of ourselves, we are communicating effectively and in a healthy way, and leaving the opportunity for the door to stay open, but for us to mold that relationship and influence that relationship to meet both sets of needs, but in a different way. You don't always have to just cut a person off. Now, look, if you set the boundaries and there's a bunch of red flags and they basically just like, I'm knocking all them boundaries over, and you're not being respected, by all means, everybody can't go. So deuces to them. But we want to make sure that we are communicating what that new set of boundaries is and what your new needs are as you're transitioning into your next level or the next phase of your life, or as you are embarking on a new, like you're taking a new turn or you're taking a new pivot on your life journey. You do have to be able to communicate when your needs change. So that you can communicate that to those who have made it with you thus far. And also so that you're able to properly articulate to the new people that will come into your life, so that you're able to articulate why you need them there, how you can be of value and a blessing to those people as well. So again, it goes back to that, think about what you're thinking about and knowing what your vision is, so that those boundaries that you're setting are also in alignment with building that vision. That you aren't just setting boundaries willy-nilly just because you like, I just feel like . Well, why do you feel like that? Is it helping you get somewhere? Is it? Or are you just throwing up boundaries left and right because you're trying to control other people's behavior, what they do, what they don't do? Remember, the boundaries are for you, not to control other people. And if those boundaries are for you, they should be in alignment with helping you to get somewhere, helping you to build something positive. And then finally, of course, y'all know I was going to get that shameless plug. You have a place to track all of these things and to think about these relationships, the reevaluation of the relationships, these accountability networks that you do need to be a part of, making sure that you are practicing alignment over attachment, and remembering how your circle is shaping your vision when you write it down in the Write the Vision Journal, updated and expanded edition, and available for you at the show notes below. So go ahead and click that link below if you are looking for a guided journal to help you to, one, write that vision, and then assess the circle around you that is going to help you to get to that vision. And either way, even if you don't want to write that vision down in a journal or on a notebook, a pad, wherever, this episode is still for you, because I still want you to assess the circle that you are hanging with, who you surround your life with, and whether or not those people are helping you to get to your goals, to live a better life. And are you in turn helping those around you to do the same thing? Since you're here, I imagine that those are things that you want both ways. So thank you for tuning in this week. And we will see you next week for another Everybody Can't Go Convo. And we thank you for coming through.